thought of wanting something someone else has, rage, lack of integrity, and many other things, jealousy, idolization, a bunch of stuff like that comes to mind whenever I wanted to bring up a certain topic. What's up, guys? Beast Armada here. Got you a Modern Warfare 3 PC gameplay. So I've been watching some videos on YouTube recently. Now I know it's very easy to be negative, and I've talked about this many times in the past. It's much more easy to be negative than it is positive. That's why I try my best to bring you guys relatively positive content. I honestly will give my honest opinion on stuff if it's negative or whatever, but I will try to remain in a very neutral state of mind. And I try to be very mature about that. And you guys know this. If you've been around for a little while, you'll know that I try to act really mature for my age and just try to give you guys really mature content, really stable content, if you will. And like I said, I'm just really neutral. So I've been recently watching a lot of YouTube videos, and there's just obviously a lot of negativity now. That's a lot to do with internet drama, which I don't get into. I stay away from drama like it's the plague. I avoid drama at all costs because I don't need it in my life. For one, nothing really bothers me, but what does get on my nerves is when other people are being affected by what other people say, whether it's negativity or whatever. Now, I know you're thinking, what made me want to bring this up? I watched a video by MagicofRahat. He's a giant YouTuber. He's a really big YouTube channel. He does a lot of good for the less fortunate or the homeless or whatever you decide to call these individuals. He's made a bunch of YouTube videos of him giving money to the homeless, whether it's earned from YouTube or whatever. Now, I'm going to just go off the limb and say that he earns quite a bit of money off of YouTube because his channel is quite large. Now, I'm not sure if he makes it his living, like if it's his full-time job, because for those of you who also want to know, YouTubers don't make as much as you may think they do. The biggest YouTuber, PewDiePie, has like almost 30 million subscribers as this video is being made. He only makes roughly 4 million, the biggest YouTuber, which 4 million I'd be happy with. I'd be happy with 100,000 a year, even less than that, honestly. I'm happy with what I got, to be honest, but to just kind of put that into perspective, the biggest YouTuber makes roughly 4 million, and people think that he makes millions of dollars off his video, and that's simply not the case. So I want to clear that up. And here's the other thing. People are saying that he's a sellout because he puts a lot of videos where he's advertising ads, and I'm assuming that they get him to sponsor, or they sponsor him, or something along those guidelines where he advertises their content, and I guess they pay him for it, which, honestly, who wouldn't turn that down? If you have people offering you deals like that, you're acting like you wouldn't turn that down. You're acting like you would keep your integrity, and I'm not saying he is not keeping his integrity. Like I said, I stated before, he gives back a lot. I've seen a lot of videos where he gives back. And I'm not going to act like he's the most innocent person in the world, but I think he's a really nice guy. You can generally tell he's a genuine person. He seems like a very genuine individual. And I've noticed that a lot of people just say just because you advertise a certain product on said channel, on said video, at this set date and time or whatever of the event, you automatically become a sellout. Now, I wanted to go ahead and give my opinion about that. And I want to get your guys' opinion too at the end of this video. I'll ask you about it, and you tell me what you think about it. Now, for one, I want to say that you're a complete dumbass. Yes, I don't care if I offend you. If you get offended by that, you are a dumbass, and you shouldn't be proud of it because you need to fix your ignorance. If you honestly think that people are a sellout just because they advertise a certain product, you're an idiot. That is not what a sellout is. If you really need to know what a sellout is, I suggest you go and do some research before you spew your mouth and information everywhere without knowing a single shit about what you're talking about. Now, the reason I'm pissed off about this, if you couldn't tell, which I'm sure you could because I don't get mad very easily, is because people's ignorance shows very quickly on the internet. And why? Because they know there's very, very little consequences, very minimal consequences when you're behind a computer screen. You would never say this to anybody in real life because you're a little bitch, and you would dare not to say anything to someone in real life about that. Why? Because you know you can get away with it when you're behind your screen. You're protected. Or so you think. It seems like a lot of people have been surveying and doing a lot of surveillance on internet these days, so you might want to think twice before something you say. Just keep that in mind. Don't think I've been not looking up stuff like this. I know what a lot of people have been watching. There's a lot of stuff that they monitor. And I think it's a good thing. I honestly think it's a good thing that some of this shit's monitored, because a lot of the shit people say is completely ridiculous and stupid. And it just shows the true ignorance of humanity. Now, I know it seemed like I went off on a tangent, but this just goes to show how truly ignorant people can be without the knowledge given to them properly. Whenever they just go and say whatever they feel like they need to say, without actually doing this powerful word called think. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It's called think. This word seems to be lost as of the past few years. It seems like people just don't want to do that. They don't want to think. They don't want to think for themselves. They just act. They act without thinking. Now, I know you've heard this before when you were younger, most likely. I'm going to switch over to another gameplay because this rant is not over. I am not done. I'm just getting started. It seems like people just do not think anymore. They just want to do shit and see what happens. They basically worry about everything later. Now, that's not how you go about things in life. Now, I'm not a life expert, but I can guarantee it that you're a dumbass if you go about that in life. And it's not going to go too swell for you. I'm only 18 years old, but I think I have the maturity of someone that's at least in their later 30s, early 40s. It seems like I actually like to do this thing called think before I do certain things, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not perfect, no one is. And that's the beauty of life, no one is perfect, and that's what I think is awesome about life. No human being is perfect, no one is higher prioritized than the other person, at least how it's supposed to be. Now, obviously in society that is not the case. But going back to what I was saying in the beginning of this video before I get off on another tangent. When people think that when you advertise a certain product on, whether it's your channel or whatever, and you just think that you're a sellout because of that, there is another reason this is being stated. There's another reason people are saying this. I've given it a lot of thought. Like I said, I do this thing called think. A lot of people don't know what that is. Now, the main people that watch my channel on a day-to-day basis, you guys are smart. You guys are awesome. And I thank you so much for the support. And I really respect you guys because you guys are actually really intelligent people. So thank you for watching my videos and thank you for supporting me. I'm not talking to you guys, but I'm just making a statement and I'm trying to get my point across to the people that don't understand. The main reason people hate on this individual or someone that is really successful, the majority of the time, the number one reason, do you want to know what it is? It's called jealousy. Yeah, that thing, that word, jealousy. People are jealous when they fail at something and someone else does not, and they succeed at something that they may have either failed at, or someone's just succeeding at something that they're truly enjoying what they're doing in their life. People see that and they're thinking, oh, well, this person, you know, they don't deserve it. Why do they deserve it any more than I do? And that's pure ignorance. That's what's called ignorance. And that is the definition of ignorance right there. That is the exact bold-faced definition of ignorance. And it's not just ignorance. It's selfishness. And you lack full integrity when you do certain things like that. I'm not going to act like, again, I'm not perfect. I've been jealous before in my life, but then I realized that I was in the wrong when I did that. And it's probably going to happen again. Maybe I'll get a little bit jealous, maybe in the future. But you know what? I can correct myself because I know when I'm in the wrong. And I correct myself for that. I realize what I'm doing is wrong, and then I make a correction. And that's what a lot of people fail to do. They fail to correct themselves. They fail to realize and see what they're doing wrong. They just keep doing the same shit over and over again. And you know what also that is? That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same shit over and over again, expecting shit to change because it's not going to happen. That is the exact definition of insanity. And no, I did not steal that from the Far Cry 3 reference, but that is a very good reference and it is a very good quote. And I decided to use it in this scenario right here because it applies to it very well. A lot of people are not sane in this society, and you guys are going to have to realize that later on in life. It is a cold truth, but you know what? You can get over it. If you're strong enough, mentally strong enough, you can get over anything. You just have to be mentally strong enough to push yourself forward and get over all the bullshit that is placed in front of you. That's just what's going to have to happen. I've learned that through my life. Now, I haven't had the hardest, most difficult life scenarios. There is many, many other people that have had it way harder than me. I struggle to say that because when I think about that, I just think how lucky I am as a person that hasn't had to deal with nearly as many bad things in their life as these poor individuals have, and I'm thankful for that. I've had a pretty great life. I'd say I have. This isn't saying this to be arrogant or anything. I'm just generally very thankful for all the wonderful things that have been given to me in my life through growing up and stuff as a child and all that good stuff. I'm just thankful for it. Now, I'm not looking for sympathy or trying to boost my social status, if you will. My status with society. I'm not trying to boost that. That's stupid. And that's irrelevant to me. I don't care what other people think about me because it doesn't matter. What matters is what I think about myself and the people that I care about. I do it because I know it's the right thing to do. I'm not doing it so other people look up to me. Anybody that does look up to me, I really appreciate that. That's cool if you do that. That's really cool to be looked up to if anybody does. If you don't, that's fine. I don't expect to be looked up to. I just do it because it's the right thing to do. And a lot of people just seem to fail to do that. And it's very unfortunate. And I think a lot of people need to be taught a hard lesson in life to learn from their ignorance, learn from your mistakes. You have to learn from them, or you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's just going to keep repeating in a vicious cycle, the vicious circle, as a lot of people would call it. People just go back and forth on these things, and they just don't learn. And that's a problem. A lot of people are just not willing to learn. It is the pure definition of ignorance, not willing to learn from your mistakes, not willing to make a change with yourself for the better, for the good, to help out in the future. And I think a lot of people should really try their hardest to make this world a better place by just learning from your mistakes and trying to make a better impact on yourself, for the better of yourself, for the better of others. It'll help everybody out in the end, and you won't look like so much of an asshole if you're not a jerk to everybody. The moral of the story is, if you could learn from this, just try to do the right thing. Try to just respect people that have earned their right to their fame and fortune and whatevers, because you may not know their whole life story as you may think you do. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, feel free to rate it. It helps me out a lot and it'll help my channel grow. But you guys, of course, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.